It's a criminal matter?
Yes.
Okay, well then we need the corpus delicti. You have the identification of the person, which is me, but you don't have a person saying that they were hurt or damaged, or the crime that's saying what I did to hurt or damage the person. So how do you have a crime?
You went to law school?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
You're in a whole different ball game, and you need to come on to this ball game.
All right, guys, today we have an intense court case on our hands. Judge Perkins is on the bench, and he does not tolerate nonsense. On the other side, we have a defendant who seems to believe laws don't apply to him. Instead, he's pulling the classic sovereign citizen argument, acting like he can make up his own rules. Watching a few YouTube videos has somehow convinced him that he's a legal expert, but reality is about to hit him hard. Judge Perkins is not here for games. He's seen it all before, and he's ready to shut this down quickly. The defendant might think he has all the answers, but he's about to get a serious wake-up call. If you were the judge, how would you handle this situation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. But first, let's dive in and watch as Judge Perkins completely dismantles this argument. I absolutely love how Judge Perkins handles these cases. The man is completely unbothered, like he's swatting away an annoying fly instead of dealing with a so-called sovereign citizen making a fool of himself. Meanwhile, The defendant is over there confidently citing random laws from Cornell Law, acting like he's cracked some secret legal code. It's actually hilarious. He really thinks he's outsmarting the system. But Judge Perkins, he's just sitting back, letting this guy dig his own grave. This is like watching someone argue with a Michelin-star chef about a recipe when they can't even boil water. Peak cringe. And seriously, how does this sovereign citizen actually think he's going to win? His confidence is next-level delusional. He's out here trying to lecture a judge with decades of experience, as if that's going to work at this point. The whole sovereign citizen movement feels like one giant group delusion.
I mean, what is the corpus delicti?
What is your understanding of what corpus delicti is?
That is the corpus delicti is the law that's saying that there is a crime that's being committed. So in order to do that, you have to show the corpus delicti, which is you saying this is what happened. This is how this person was damaged. There is no
the
person.
Officer on these dates, because I got a lot of them, said that
I
you
object.
drove.
I object. The officer works. Okay, I apologize, Your Honor. I apologize, Your Honor. My apologies.
The officer says that you drove a vehicle that wasn't registered and wasn't titled, or titled and or untitled, that you drove without a valid driver's license, that you drove without valid insurance. Again, on a different occasion, they allege that you drove without a valid driver's license and no insurance. And then on a different occasion, they allege that you drove without unregistered or untitled or both, and drove without a valid driver's license, repeat offender, that you failed to have a trailer plate, and that you failed to secure a load on your vehicle. And on another occasion, on the same occasion that you failed to secure, that they allege you failed to secure the load, failed to have a trailer plate on your vehicle, that you didn't provide a valid driver's license. So those are the crimes. And in the state of Michigan, whether you agree or not, they are crimes. So based on your motion and all of that stuff you talk about, corpus delicti and things like that, the court denies the motion, okay? Based on those reasons I just said. Now, how do you want to move forward? Because wait a minute, I'm not finished.
My apologies, Your Honor.
How do you want to move forward? Because in my experience, someone that comes into court, as you do, you do not want to take an offer. You do not believe that you need to have plates or registration or insurance, and you just disregard all of that portion of the law. And either you are going to move forward by having a trial, or you're going to take a deal. What do you want to do, sir?
Your Honor, first I want to put my objection on the record. And at that point,
whatever your objection is noted. What do you want to do, sir? Do you want a trial? You have two options: trial, or you want to take a deal.
Your Honor, I request a jury trial.
A jury trial.
A jury trial, yes, Your Honor.
My dude actually believes a room full of strangers is going to sit there and say, yeah, running 3 stop signs and driving without a license? Totally fine. Let him go. I just don't get it. Jury trials are for serious cases, felonies, major lawsuits, actual crimes. Not for some wannabe legal expert who can't even follow basic traffic laws. He's adding unnecessary drama, acting like he's about to pull off some next-level legal wizardry to walk free, honestly. I don't see this ending well for him at all. Walking into court and acting like you know more than a judge, that level of confidence is insane. Make it make sense.
Yes, Your Honor.
But what I surmise and what I've heard, and I don't know if you're alleging the same thing, is that and you basically did allege the same thing, that no crime has been committed because no person has been, the people of the state of Michigan are in danger of you driving without the proper documentation or anything like that. But I don't, and I'm gonna surmise, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that you're gonna say that there's no jurisdiction to be able to pull you over because no one has has been injured. Is that correct?
I think that what I'm saying is that the city of Detroit had an officer pull me over to say that you're not following these rules. And my stance is, okay, well, then that's fine. If we're following rules, then therefore, let me make sure that you as well as are following the rules, because if I don't do that, then freedoms are lost. So that is in which that is the way that I proceed to say, okay, well, then if we're playing cards and we playing show me yours, if this is your hand, then this is mine, and let's proceed accordingly to the law. That's it. That's my only standing is if someone doesn't stand up every once in a while and define the edges, then they all disintegrate and people lose rights.
And you know something? With that being said, I would agree with you 1,000%. That's why I pride myself, and I hope I'm doing a good job for the citizens that come in here and the police for that matter and the prosecution, that I am calling the balls and strikes right. And if something doesn't proceed as it should, then I will dismiss the case one way or the other. But in my short time on this bench and in my time at practicing law as a defense attorney, I get this, they can't pull me over. I've heard the corpus delicti, first time the civil procedure has been thrown at me. But from the way I see it, is that you just don't feel that the police have a jurisdiction to pull you over for these issues. Is that correct?
Do I have again, Your Honor, what I feel is that if
I don't mean to cut this defendant off, but I have to jump in because what the judge just said was absolutely spot on. This man really thinks the cop didn't have jurisdiction to pull him over, like public roads are some kind of lawless free-for-all. Newsflash, buddy, that's not how any of this works. I genuinely don't understand why he's dodging the question. Everyone has to follow laws, especially on public roads. It's the common sense part for me. How do you seriously not know this? Instead of just owning up to his mistakes, he's making a complete fool of himself. Honestly, if he just admitted he messed up, this whole thing would be a lot less painful to watch.
Everybody follows me on these cases all the time.
I understand.
All right, and I don't know if that's what you want, but we're gonna do that.
It's not that.
March the 18th, 2025. We're gonna have a final pre-trial date. Final pre-trial. This is to you, Mr. Bowman, especially the day before on February 17th, 2025 at 8:30. So Mr. Gray and Mr. Bowman, I need you to have all your officers appear on that date. Who's ever going to state these allegations, so that we know that we're not just summoning the people of the city of Detroit to a jury that's not actually going to go. So all parties must appear, and that can be via Zoom. And the trial is going to be in person. All right. All parties must appear on final pretrial date and obviously on the trial date. And what I would implore you to do is you need to figure out the right game, because it doesn't sound like you're playing the right game.
I understand, Your Honor. I appreciate, first and foremost, let me say, I appreciate the dialogue. I appreciate you sitting here and engaging with me at this level. So I recognize what you're saying, and I guess it's to the table we go. So
yeah, but get your game in order, because I'm just giving you